The Rock Philosophy by John. I have been here since the beginning of time. The secrets of creation and the world are mine. Being human, you're here for who knows how many years, knowing ill health, disappointment, old age, and many tears. Change to the Rock Philosophy. Love and enjoy your unique creation. Become an honorary member of our timeless Rock Foundation. Chapter 1. The Old Man. John didn't know how he got on the beach. He didn't even know which beach or where it was. He was aware as he walked that the sand was very soft underfoot, the type of sand which seemed to swallow feet with every step. Yet the feeling around his feet was very warm and soft, like walking into a pair of nicely warmed socks with every step. The water was a lovely greenish blue, and as it raced up the beach it made a very pleasing sound as it reached the peak of its journey and then returned into the sea. John could not understand where he was and what he was doing here. He began to think it must be a dream. He was sure he was really lying in bed. However, he couldn't be 100% certain. The view to the side of him was of sand dunes and the occasional palm tree. As he continued his walk, he thought he heard on the edge of his hearing a gentle, melodic humming. However, he was confused with this too, as he couldn't see anyone. Suddenly a voice shouted, "Hello!" causing John to jump with fright and look around for the source. John was surprised as he looked in the direction of the voice that the sunlight didn't blind him, as it was very bright. He saw an old man sitting on a sand dune under a palm tree. The man looked as if he was waiting for someone. John nodded his head and made to move on. "Not so fast," the man said. John looked round again to see the old man stand up in a remarkably agile manner for one his age. What made John even more surprised was the fluid, effortless manner in which the man walked. He virtually seemed to glide across the sand. Yet he had a staff held in his right hand, which he seemed to use to support himself. This just didn't make sense to John, who was conscious his awareness of all these things was greater than it would normally have been. He just didn't understand what was happening. The old man reached John, placing his left hand on John's shoulder. It was a firm but gentle touch, which helped to allay John's concerns. They looked each other directly in the eyes, both the same height, and surprisingly, the same blue colour of eyes. The old man's eyes crinkled into a disarming smile, putting John completely at ease now. His teeth were remarkably white and seemed to gleam in the sunshine. John noticed the laughter lines now on what was a relatively smooth and ageless skin. Probably the most outstanding feature was the eyes, which were bright, filled with intelligence and something else, which John had to think about, finally concluding it was a serenity which was exuded in an infectious way. There was no hair on his head. John couldn't determine whether the old man was naturally bald or whether his head was shaved. "You're probably wondering what is happening," asked the old man in a melodic, accented voice, but John couldn't quite place where the accent was from. As he asked the question, the old man watched John intently, every sense in his body tuned into his companion, aware that unless John felt at ease, this meeting wouldn't go well. Yet in his heart he believed he knew John better than perhaps even John knew himself at this stage in his life. "That would be an understatement," replied John. "Who are you, and where am I?" As this exchange took place, the old man motioned with his staff in the direction John had been walking. Still gripping John's shoulder, they started walking at a nice easy pace, as the old man replied, "My name doesn't really matter. Names can be limiting. Think of me as a friend or companion on this journey. I mean you no harm. Call me old man, after all. This is how you see me, is it not?" John gave an embarrassed smile. "Sorry, I don't mean to be offensive, but how did you know?" "Call it a good guess," the old man replied. "Anyway, this is how you perceive me, and that's okay. As to where you are, well, this is slightly more difficult to answer. Let me ask, continued the old man, smiling, where do you think you are? That is a very good question, replied John, feeling more relaxed. I really don't have a clue. I'm sorry if it seems I'm asking you questions instead of answering them, but do you feel safe here? Asked the old man. I feel very good here, and also strangely as if I'm about to embark on a great adventure. John couldn't believe he was saying this, yet this was how he felt. You are here, safe and well. This is a place which is yours to come whenever you want, nodded the old man. I own this? Asked John, disbelievingly, hoping now what was happening was not a dream. Not in the conventional sense. If you own something, someone can take it away from you. How this is yours, you will understand in time. The old man sidestepped a rock in his path as they continued their journey. John paced gently beside the old man, not wishing to push him physically. As they walked, John felt splashes of water on his legs from the sea. It was exhilarating. John was also aware he had not seen any birds. However, as soon as he had this thought, he heard a gull crying as it flew overhead. He looked up and saw its underbelly, wings outstretched, soaring past. If this is mine, then you must have been waiting on me, reasoned John, after they had walked in silence, comfortable now with the old man. That is correct, replied the old man. I know you're wondering how I knew you would be here. This is exactly what I'm thinking. John wasn't aware he was nodding his head as he answered. Have you ever heard the expression, when the student is ready, the master will present himself? Asked the old man. Ah, you're a master, replied John, now becoming excited. And yes, I have heard this expression, but never thought it would happen to me. Well, as to whether I am a master remains to be seen. I am certainly without a doubt a stage on your journey, replied the old man. Just then they reached a solitary palm tree on the beach. The old man stopped walking, still holding John's shoulder. He looked at the palm tree, then as if to himself he nodded his head. John, please sit with me under this palm tree, the old man asked. It would be good to sit and enjoy the peace and the view, replied John as he helped the old man sit on the ground. The old man politely accepted John's help, being careful not to let his staff get in the way. As he sat there breathing in the refreshing salt air, the old man felt now was the time to start John's education. John, he started, people should always be encouraged to think and act for themselves. Sometimes they may need a little nudge in the correct direction. Whether they accept the nudge or remain as they are is entirely up to them. They must be left to decide for themselves. John was enjoying the view and the moment. At the same time, he let the old man's words wash over him, immersing him with their content. Here starts your nudge, laughed the old man, who was now really enjoying himself. John was surprised. I'm glad to hear you laugh. However, I thought in view of what you just said that this is extremely important, and if the nudge is for me, and as it is my life, I will treat it very seriously. And so you should, John, replied the old man. However, here's the first lesson. Never take life so seriously you forget to laugh, or even more important, forget to enjoy it. I'm going to tell you about the start of my spiritual journey, when I first learned the rock philosophy, continued the old man. End of chapter 1. Thank you for joining me, and please join me again for chapter 2.